America, you are from Middle East, you are from South Asia, no matter where the person is.
Right.
Everyone is human.
How important it is for a leader to have effective communication?
I think everything except the death.
How do you cater to this kind of a mixed audience?
I never been nervous. The possibility is that person is lying.
What are the 3 things that a person should do to overcome this, change this? Hi everyone, I'm Mohsinaa Ahmad and you are listening to BossTalks. Where we speak about empowerment, emotional and spiritual growth, and leadership. Today we have Shadab Alam, who has dedicated his life to unlocking human potential through the power of communication. Shadab is a renowned keynote speaker, personality enhancement trainer, and life coach who has transformed thousands of lives across the globe. For nearly 8 years as a founder of Soul and Personality, Shadab has been on a mission to help people find their voice, both literally and figuratively. With over 2,500 hours of training experience, he has guided students, professionals, and leaders from diverse fields, including management, medicine, journalism, and engineering, helping them break through their communication barriers and step into their full potential. Shadab's philosophy is beautifully simple, yet profound, building confidence and maximizing potential. He believes that effective communication isn't just about speaking well, it's the foundation of personal growth, professional success, and meaningful relationships. Through his work at prestigious international institutions and universities, as well as corporate, he has developed a holistic approach that combines voice and accent training, emotional intelligence, body language mastery, and leadership development. Welcome, Shadab. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your knowledge today in BossTalks. How are you doing today?
Thank you for the wonderful introduction, Mohsinaa. I'm doing amazing, and it's been amazing, my journey, if I see from 1 decade. So it started with from a very, very shy guy who can't speak when it comes to, asking a question into the classroom. And when it comes to, there were so many questions into my mind, but, due to that shyness and that introverted character, it was so difficult for me to ask.
Shadab, can you tell us about your journey of becoming a soft skill trainer? What made you decide to become a soft skill trainer and emphasize on communication as a part of your career? And how did you start this journey?
Okay, Mohsinaa, the question is interesting, covers my entire journey. So the journey begins when I was in school. It begins with a very introverted character of mine. When it comes to asking anything to a teacher or to any faculty over there. So I was unable to just because of that character. But what happened moving forward, I keep working on the things which is most difficult to me, because dealing with a girl was also a punishment to me at that time. But moving gradually, I just work on it little bit. And what I keep doing, I keep learning with the failures, because I came across with numerous failures in my life in terms of getting numbers, in terms of practicing the maths or the subjects and number of things. So when I come out from the school, then I decided I need to break the barriers. So whenever it comes of the initiative, so I would take that initiative, for maybe just taking initiative for being on a stage, presenting something into a class, or answering a professor. So that gives the starting moment into my journey. And what we did into my graduation, the 4-year graduation, I started to teach my juniors. So 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, consistently 3 years. What I learned from the soft skills and its impact, I work on the principle, I invest in yourself, learn new things, and teach others. So I applied on my juniors. Then after I came across, I came out from the university, and then I commercialized this concept. And my first session into a medical college, so it was seems like I was doing this from so long. That was the appreciation I got from the director of the university. So that was the first milestone, the professional one, into my life. Then I understand the value of communication and how it changes the life of someone somebody, but it's just my life because I have, started communicating from school, then in college, and also teach others. Because when you teach others, master into it, the things become very fluid for you, and that's what keep doing. And then, my journey never stopped. Then I never looked back. I just keep going and keep going and keep going. Number of universities, collaboration, associations, and number of projects. So this is something probably, a decade comprises by decade. And that's how I can say, if you do three things consistently, the first one, accountability. What are you doing with your time? And second thing, what do you want in your life? Second thing, your consistent action on it. It's very normal to just fail, to fall down. But what really matters to wake up, how actively you wake up again and just take your part. So that's what the three things are very important in my life.
So, it's amazing how you have actually transformed your challenge into your career as well as a calling where you're going ahead and you're imparting that confidence in people. Usually, soft skills were taken as a job specific requirement initially, in initial days. Say, a person who's dealing with probably customer service would need soft skills. Somebody who's going ahead and dealing with wherever people are concerned, they were taught soft skills. But when it came to leadership position, no leadership position taught soft skills. So how has it changed, and how important it is for a leader to have effective communication, and how does it help people in mid-management probably reach the leadership position with effective communication, leadership skills, as well as soft skills as a very important part of their journey? Can you please tell us?
Yeah, for sure. It's when we talk about leadership, so leadership doesn't really mean that to dictate, to order somebody. It's more of providing solution and taking things together with your team. So I would really want to showcase one phrase here, and that is, if somebody wants to go fast, then go by yourself. But if somebody wants to go far, go with a team, because teamwork is only the way to enter in your dream work. And that's how, the companies are building together. And human interaction plays a vital role. Communication, if I talk about the soul of communication, it is understand. Right now, we are just doing this podcast. If, whatever I'm saying, whatever you are asking or saying, if there is no understanding between us, so this is something the value, invaluable, priceless. So understanding is very important. So that understanding, that grows gradually when you interact continuously, when you see the challenges of others. As a leader, you also need to see others, what they are just doing in their life, what they are just, they're indulging with the challenges. If you have a solution, you provide them. If you are not having the solution, you just give them support, what you can do. All about to just provide a support and provide a solution and takes the thing together. So this is all about leadership.
Right. So, you're hosting and moderating international conferences. It is a key part of your work.
All right.
What lessons have you learned from these experiences, and how do they influence communication and leadership?
Okay, when it comes to hosting, so it's one man addressing 1,000 of people, sometimes 800 of people. So it's all about what you are delivering, to whom you are addressing, your everything, body language, your tone, your voice. So everything has to be taken care of. So this is something very challenging. When you start initially, when starts my hosting journey. So the hosting journey was, nervousness was there. It's very normal, nervousness. If somebody says, I never been nervous, so the possibility is that person is lying. Because it's very stick to the human character, the nervousness. But when you do certain things, in numbers, you got that flawless, that seamlessness into it. And when it comes to the hosting, it gives me to polish my character, my personality overall, because by taking care of my voice, my tone, my body language, and what value I can provide to the listeners, so they feel impacted, they feel, very relatable. So that's how, it is very much, big responsibility in your hand when you're hosting. And it's also to make the event successful, one of the most important things. So this is one thing which is, I would say I learned and I imbibed with all the changes.
So, Shadab, tell us that, if a person is really, really shy, like you were once upon a time, all right, and a person has a lot of fear, not just for public speaking, but overall in terms of communicating, what are the three things that a person should do to overcome this, change this? What are the three practices they need to imbibe in themselves to create that change? Because communication in today's world is really important. It is, it is the core of any kind of work you do, any field that you are in. So what are the practices that a person should create in their lives to change this personality trait of theirs?
Okay, so yeah, this is very important. I think whatever the profession somebody is having, a teacher, engineer, doctor, researcher, or entrepreneur, so this is very important today's era. The three things I would recommend. The first thing, the accountability of your time, because right now we can see we are surrounded by distraction or the digital distraction. Things are there. It means easily you can waste your time. So accountability is very important. So when you are accountable, so you plan appropriately, you prioritize your tasks amazingly, you find out, the slots for it. And second thing, not to worry about, you can make your perfect shot. It's okay to take the shot when you are 70% covering your things, sometimes 80%, 90%. Do not go for that 100%, When I be 100%, I just take that shot. Just take the shot if you are 60%, 70%, 80%. And the third thing, very important, consistency and taking action. So be consistent what you are doing and take action on this. It's very normal, to fall down. I already said that. But how many times you wake up and taking action for your purpose is important.
So, you have spoken about leadership, you have spoken about soft skills, you have spoken about how people should overcome fear. When you deal with corporates and you go ahead and you talk to people, you must be meeting different nationalities because you're dealing with international corporates and globally you're talking to people. So there might be different nationalities. What do you see? Do you see a trend in some countries or some nationalities that, this trend is there? Or do you see person specific that they are lacking in communication, or they are not able to overcome because of something that had happened in the past? Their confidence had been broken. How do you cater to this kind of a mixed audience?
All right, that's a wonderful question. And I would represent one wonderful, thing to answer this. And that is when we talk about the differences, let's not talk about difference right now. We talk about similarities, what we all have. The first thing, you are from, Norway, you are from Europe, you are from America, you are from Middle East, you are from South Asia, no matter where the person is.
Right.
Everyone is human. They are having one single common universal language, and that is body language. When somebody is smiling, so it's smiling. It's not, he's smiling in English or smiling in Arabic. When somebody is crying, so that person is crying. We can feel that. We can relate with that person. So that's the beauty of a human. And when we talk about the differences, there are differences of the culture, differences of their practices, but at the same time, those differences are very beautiful, because that's a newness to other person. Because if somebody is coming from the African culture, it's very interesting and new to the Middle East people. When somebody is coming from the European culture, it's very interesting for the American people. That's how we grow, to learn things from the others and just keep that one best thing, to move ahead. So it's all about just taking the experience of a number of things, and that's how we can reflect. And that's what I do into my conferences and seminars, because that reflection of audience, that way are vital. Right now, I'm just answering a question. So Mohsinaa's reflection is very important for me. That's, giving the answers. So reflection is very important, and that gives you the direction of the talk and direction of the journey. So that's how, our journey, will be with the multiple nationalities together, and that's how we find the solution, the one ground, common ground.
So you have spoken in a lot of stage, and stage fear is something which is very real and very scary for so many people. Okay,
Right.
Even when they're in leadership roles, they are in places where they have to, from starting from school, I would say, stage
Right.
fear is very real. So how does a person overcome this?
Person can overcome, I think, everything except the death. Why I'm saying this? Because the one possible thing which can transform anything in flawless character is a practice. For an instance, if I talk about, if we go for submission of 2 plus 2, we know that it's 4. If we talk about 3 into 3, it's 9. Because we are so much accustomed to it, the basic calculations, the basic thing, the basic of our routine work. We never forget, from coming out from the washroom, where is our room? Oh, we can get it. We we never, forget to, take adaptation whenever we are going out from the house to the office, because we are in practice to going there on the workplace. So it's all about practice. Initially, it's very normal to get a fear on the stage. And on the stage, it's very difficult in initial times. But when you get practice, so then the things become, easy, then you get more experience.
Natural.
Naturally. And the thing is, you go with a minimum thing. Maybe, if you are fearing, you have fear of public speaking, go with a minimal crowd, 1 to 2, then you expand, your horizon, go for 50, 100, you expand it gradually, and sometimes eventually, if you are good enough on that. So that's what I say. The practice play a vital role.
That's very true. Thank you so much, Shadab, for sharing such beautiful insights, giving confidence and understanding, making us understand that how soft skill is such a big part of communication these days, not just in any level, but also in the leadership levels. And it's really amazing. You have a very amazing persona in terms of soothing voice, and you stand up from the challenge that you had and the way you have transformed, the way you are speaking, stages internationally, globally, as well as imparting that knowledge. So you're living up to that potential that you had and you built from your challenge. So thank you, Shadab, for sharing and being a part of Boss Talks.
I say something about it because it's a boss talk. So it's not about, we are talking about every boss here. It is all about the impact that we are giving out of the boss talk to others, because this is the era of full of distraction, as I told you, in our movies, roll down number of reels and all. But there are certain things, when you listen to them, maybe a word can transform your life. So it can be a vital role in it, the boss talk. So that's what I say. And I would wish all the very best for the boss and your community.
Thank you so much, Shadab, for being on my show.